Hi folks, it's Paul from the series Dancing with Cancer again. Seems to be becoming a standard position for me to be in making these videos. It's not deliberate. I'll try and make a change at some point. Today I just want to talk to you about what I've been doing today. After some further dental treatment yesterday, which I definitely don't want to talk about, today I was due to have a full body PET scan at the Royal Hospital in Liverpool. As I've explained before, for people like me in the Isle of Man, it's a bit of a palaver, especially when the weather isn't great. So I was due to fly out this morning at 7 a.m. from the Isle of Man to Liverpool Airport. But we've had significant problems with snow and ice here the last few days, and where I live, it's been pretty difficult to get my car out. So I didn't want to take a chance, so last night I ended up staying at a local airport hotel to make sure that I could get to the airport this morning. So that was the start of the journey, really, a trip down to the airport hotel last night, up at, let's call it 5 a.m. this morning, walk over to the airport, flight to Liverpool, taxi from the airport to the Royal Hospital, and then in for the PET scan. Big up to everybody who dealt with me at the hospital today. My first trip to the Royal, obviously my first PET scan. I found it interesting and actually, strange as it might sound, incredibly relaxing. Having had an utterly chaotic few weeks, the idea of being taken into a room, having a cannula inserted into my arm, which I'm becoming more than used to now, doesn't bother me at all, sitting still for the best part of an hour while a radioactive element went through my system, and then sitting in the very large PET scan machine while the scans took place for around about 20 minutes, half an hour. And just sitting there or lying there and doing absolutely nothing was unbelievably relaxing for me today. No pain involved, no invasive procedures apart from the cannula, not uncomfortable at all, very kind staff, and not a bad experience at all. After coming out of there early and treating myself to a slap-up breakfast because I'd been on nil by mouth for 12 hours and not allowed anything but water, I realised I still had some time left. And as the Clatterbridge Centre, where I'm going to be having my treatment ultimately, was next door to the Royal, I thought I'd grab the opportunity to have a look around. So that when I do eventually arrive there, and I'm feeling a bit daunted by everything to come, it's not so, that part of it is not such a strange experience. So I took a walk in. There's a very large presence from the Macmillan Cancer Charity with volunteers there, and I took the opportunity to explain my circumstance to someone and ask if it was possible to have a tour, which there was no problem with whatsoever. They gave me a tour to the level where the radiotherapy would take place. Didn't get into the treatment rooms, obviously, but I started to familiarise myself with my surroundings. Took me to the level where the chemotherapy will take place. Took me to the level where my mask will be fitted in a couple of weeks. And just a general look around to familiarise myself with the building. I found it incredibly useful, actually. And I think I'll appreciate even more when I arrive there for mask fitting and ultimately for treatment. Eventually come out of there, went back to the Royal, waited for my taxi. Because of the difficulties over flights that I've already spoken about in previous videos, that taxi was to Manchester Airport. Bit of a dash, traffic was a bit of a nightmare on the way into Manchester. I really worried I was going to miss the flight, but I didn't. After running through the security area, departure lounge and security area, and getting through the other side, I even had a chance for a coffee before my flight back to the Isle of Man. So I just wanted to talk about that very briefly. Wanted to reassure any of you that might be having a PET scan as well, that there really is nothing to it. The MRI scan is far more noisy, feels a little bit more of an issue, although actually that wasn't a big problem either. But this scan was a complete doddle, and it was hard for me not to fall asleep, quite frankly. Again, I'm struggling to sleep, and there are a million and one reasons for that, which I won't go into right now. So this is just a short video to, as I say, just to mention the fact that I've had a PET scan today. Lots of things happening in the next few weeks, and I'll update you as they develop. And I'll try and intersperse some smaller videos in relation to dance music and some of the other things that I do to keep my spirits up, cope, take my mind off what's to come. So just a short video this time. Hopefully not all getting too bored by this. I want to say all, that's if anybody's actually watching. As I'm producing this, all the videos up to now, none of them have been published. Still trying to find my way around, excuse me, YouTube Studio, which is where these are going to be published in the first instance. So still trying to find my way around how to use it, but we'll get there in the end. And once I do, all the videos produced up to now with titles will be published. So hopefully that'll happen fairly soon. So signing off for now, it's Paul from the series Dancing with Cancer.